Okay guys, so continue with the review. We have question number 10 here. It says use the dimensions of the rectangle below to write an expression to represent the perimeter and area of the rectangle. So I'm going to go with area first because that's, the first question that they're asking me. And so I see that, the length or the base of the rectangle is 8a minus 3, so it has a variable in it. And then the height is 9. So the area of a rectangle is base times height. That means that it's going to be 8a minus 3 and then multiplied by 9. The reason I drew these arrows here is because 9 has to be multiplied by negative 3 and by the positive 8a. Like it has to be multiplied by both terms that are inside those parentheses. So this is what I did. I separated it. 8a times 9. 9 times 8 is 72, and then a times no other variable is just a. So 72a is the first part. And then you have negative 3 times 9. 9 times 3 is 27, but a negative times a positive is a negative. So my area is going to be 72a minus 27. And then going over to the perimeter is 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths. So 2 of the bases plus 2 of the heights, basically. So 8a minus 3 times 2, and then 9 times 2. So that means I have to multiply this 2 times 8a. 2 times 8 is 16 with the a attached. And then 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then 2 times 9, as the separate part because that's the height. 2 times 9 is equal to 18. So now the only thing left to do is combine like terms. There's nothing to combine the variable with, so it's just 16a. But negative 6 plus 18, they're both regular numbers, so I can combine those. 18 minus 6 is positive 12. So my perimeter is 16a plus 12. That's what happens when I add all the sides together. Moving on to number 11. It says the image below shows a circle that is inscribed in a square, which means it's basically drawn inside the square. Part A, if the square has a perimeter of 32 inches, what is the circumference of the circle? And it says give the answer in terms of pi. So if the perimeter is 32 inches, that means all sides together are adding up to 32. So a square has 4 equal sides, so I say, okay, 32 divided by 4 sides, that's going to give me 8. So the right side is equal to 8, the left side, the top, and the bottom. And you can tell, because I drew one line for each of those sides, so that means they're all equal to each other. So if the line all the way across the circle is equal to 8, like the top line, then the line in the middle would also be all the way across would be equal to 8. So that means that the diameter is equal to 8 for this circle that's inside that square. So if I want to find the diameter, it's pi times diameter, but they're telling me to keep the answer in terms of pi. So that means I need the pi symbol to stay there. I don't want to use the 3.14 decimal. So 8 times pi is just 8 pi. And so that's my circumference, 8 pi for this circle. And then part B, it says, if the square has an area of 64 inches squared, what is the area of the circle? So it says give the exact answer again in terms of pi. So that means the square, when I multiply the base times the height, it gives me 64. And if all the sides are the same, that means I need to find a number multiplied by itself that gives you 64. So 8 times 8 is 64. So that means, again, all the sides are going to be equal to 8. So if all the sides are equal to 8, again, the diameter is equal to 8. And the radius, I find it by just dividing by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. And then that radius I can use in my area formula. So area equals pi r squared. Area equals pi times 4 as my radius squared. Whenever I say 4 squared, that just means 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times pi. Again, I want to keep the pi symbol because they're asking for it. 16 pi and the unit squared for the area. And then the last question, number 12, it says calculate the area of the trapezoid below. So the trapezoid, Again, you have a top base, which is base 1, and then a bottom base, which is base 2. The thing that I had to do for this one is they gave me the top part of this square, but they didn't give me the bottom or the sides. They only told me, okay, by drawing that single line for all 4 sides, that means all 4 sides are equal. So if it's 10 on the top, then it's 10 on the left, right, and bottom. But base 2 isn't just this square part. It's also including the edges of those triangles, because the whole bottom side is the base of the trapezoid. So that means that 6 plus 10 is 16, plus another 8 is 24. That's how I get 24 for base 2. And for base 1, it's just 10. So base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2, and then I'm multiplying it by the height. So 10 plus 24 divided by 2. 10 plus 24 is 34. 34 divided by 2 is 17. And then 17 times 10, because the height is equal to the one side of that square. 17 times 10 would give me 170 centimeters squared. So that finishes off our study guide and our test review. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you guys.